Ladies and gentlemen, this is a double podcast. The first one is going to be tying into the second subject we're talking about this. CBC message board posters are the dumbest and stupidest and most asinine people on the planet. And it showed up again today, some of the comments about Maradona's hand of God goal from the 86 World Cup against England, which was technically not the winning goal, but was a key goal in the Argentina winning the World Cup and him winning in the Golden Boot. People were saying, "Oh, soccer, do you think themselves because they call themselves gods and stuff like that?" No. They didn't. Nobody with FIFA came up with that, ladies and gentlemen. The media that was covering the 86 World Cup, myself included, referred to it as a hand of God goal because Maradona referred to it as a hand of God goal. What a surprise. Now, this came back up the news today as the official ball. He scored a hand of God goal, sold for nearly $2.4 million US in a London grain bud auction house. Now, the 36-year-old ball from the 1986 World Cup. It was the match ball again, used in the quarterfinal game between Argentina and England, played at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. This was the same World Cup that Canada played in the first time. Now, the ball occurred during a play near the English goal line. There was a free ball, and the ball literally was punched by Maradona and eventually went to the net, and a handball that was allowed to go ahead. Now, Ali bin Nasser, the Tunisian former match official who refereed the quarterfinal game between Argentina and England and Mexico, owned a 36-year-old Adidas ball, somewhat deflated, that was sold again at the auction house for £2 million, which is $2.37 million on Wednesday. Now, bin Nasser said before the election, he felt it was the right time to share the item with the world and expressed hope the buyer would put it on public display. Now, the goal gave Argentina a 1-0 lead in that match against England, and it should not have been allowed and has become part of a soccer legend. Maradona jumped as to head the ball, but instead punched it past England goalkeeper Peter Shilton. Maradona quipped at the time that it was scored a little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God, leading to its iconic name. Now, just like the immaculate reception for the Steelers, we don't know what hit first, the ball on the fist or the ball on the head. Now, speaking ahead of the auction, bin Nasser said of the incident, "I couldn't see it clearly. The two players, Shilton and Maradona, were facing me from behind. As per FIFA's instructions issued before the tournament, I looked to my linesman for confirmation of validity of the goal. He made his way back to the halfway line, indicating he was satisfied that the goal should stand. Of course, there was no video replay at the time, and all the big R replays showed exactly Maradona punching it in. Now, at the time, Maradona was technically the best pound-for-pound soccer player in the world, and at the end of the match, the England head coach Bobby Robson said to bin Nasser, "You did a good job, but the linesman was irresponsible." Now, Maradona scored a brilliant second goal against England only 4 minutes later with the same ball. I accidentally said it was 2-1. It was 2-0. And this was the only one used in a quarterfinal. He ran nearly 70 meters from his own half and weaved his way past half the England team before slipping the ball past Shilton to make it 2-0. And that was one of the most outstanding goals of all time. Literally just a straight line like a bulldog towards the net. Now, this goal was called the World Cup Goal of the Century in 2002. Now, what am I talking about? It was 2-1. Sorry about that. And he went on to lift the World Cup. So the winning goal was not the hand of God goal. It was the goal of the century. Now, unfortunately, Maradona, who had a lot of personal problems, died in 2020 at the age of 60. Now, this upcoming World Cup in Qatar, which starts Sunday, will be first since Maradona's death. Now, get this. The jersey worn by Maradona against England was sold in May for $9.3 million. At the time, the highest paid for an auction for a piece of sports memorabilia. That was beaten soon after by a 52 Topps Mickey Mantle card, which went for $12.6 million in New York in August. Now, there was some question if the hand of God ball, which I think is more valuable than the jersey, was going to sell at all because of the problem, what happened with England. I think that's a fair amount. I would have paid at least $5 million. And I suggest to anybody that bought that, you're going to resell that after the World Cup. And if Canada does well in the States, you're going to have more of a market. So I think it was bought to be resold. But Maradona, for me, it's a top 10 athlete I've ever covered for sports. A tremendous, charismatic person. not the biggest drink of water, but my God, built like a brick shithouse. But what he did in his personal life and his what he called criminal life. I don't want to talk about. I want to talk about his soccer quality. And don't forget to Argentina used to lose World Cups because they would beat themselves. When they're on, nobody can beat Argentina at the World Cup, just like with Pele's Brazil team back in the day. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our latest Sports File podcast on, not say the sale of the century of a soccer ball, but pretty close. If you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget, it's not cheating if you can get away with it. Thanks for listening. Bye.